Hi, so before I start with the second series of questions, I want to make things clear about the divorce thing, because some people got it wrong. It's not me who's getting divorced, it's my partner who is already divorced from her ex-husband. And it's me who's living together with her and her 2 children. So yeah, this time I got only one question from you, and the question was about my one favorite Eurobeat song, which is a very evil question. So I can be evil too. I will first answer other questions, and answer this as the last one. So for the other questions, I thought about some things that may also interest you, or which I have been asked in the past few times. So question number 6. How did I get my artist names? Well, I have to say I'm not really good at inventing names, so when I get a name there's mostly an interesting story behind it. So for my main artist name, which is Myrddin Triguel, I didn't have to invent much because Myrddin is already my real first name, and the last name is the birth name of my grandfather's mother. It happened when I visited my grandparents in Fougères that my grandfather said that I look more like a Triguel than like a Journeau. And I thought it sounds better with my first name because it's a Celtic name too. For the project Objet de Plaisir, I had a different name first, which was Illumination. Don't even know why I chose this name, but I think I was still very young and it just sounded cool to me. Later I discovered there is already a band called Illumination, so I had to choose a different name. I already had a song which was called Objet de Plaisir, and my father said, why don't you just take this as the name for your project? But yeah, sounds great. Objet de Plaisir, yeah. Object of desire, why not? So, and for Anthony McBazooka, there is a Eurobeat artist name generator on Eurobeat Prime. I think the first time I used it, it recommended me to name myself Anthony McBazooka, so I chose this name. So, thank you very much, owner of Eurobeat Prime, for helping me getting an artist name. So, question number 7 is another thing people regularly ask me, and I want to make things clear once and for all now. Question number 7 is, what are my origins? I've been born in Vorberg in northern Germany, and I grew up in Bremen, which is also in northern Germany. My mother is British, she comes from Barnsley. And my father is French, he's from Fougères. When I was still very small, my parents only spoke English to me, but later I only wanted to speak German, because everyone else was speaking German. Which is why I probably lost my British accent, which I had before. It was in 2014 when I moved to France, but I don't speak French as fluently as I speak English or German. My official nationalities are British and French. Personally, I rather feel like a rootless cosmopolitan, for I don't really care about belonging to a nation. In the last video I talked about 5 things that scare me, so I thought this time I will do another 5 things list, but in a positive way. So question number 8 is 5 things that put a smile on my face. Before I start, I have to say this question is much more difficult to answer than the 5 things that scare me. So the first thing that really makes me happy is when I accomplish things after long struggle. Of course, there's the example when I make a new song. I think it's the same thing for many artists. People have the impression, oh, artists, it's great, you make money with things that are fun and so on, but most of the times it's not fun. Most of the times it's rather suffering. The same as in sports or anything like that. You really have to go through a long way of suffering before you reach the point where you accomplish something really great and can say, yes, I've done this. But I think it's totally worth it. I don't like this simple having fun that much. I really prefer to go through a long way of suffering where I in the end have reached something absolutely great. It's the same thing when I play video games, when I become stronger or accomplish something there, or almost anything in life. Now also with the vlogging here, when I started it, I didn't feel good with it. I mean, I have difficulty speaking to a camera or speaking publicly, but on the other hand, I think I can only get better if I try it again. And that's why I'm doing it here. And maybe not in the next few weeks, but in the next few months, I may become a quite good speaker, just because I try again and again to improve. Yeah, and even though I might not feel at ease now, I know that there will be a time when I think, yeah, I made it. I can now speak to people and they find it interesting to listen to me. And the second thing that makes me feel good is when I can put a smile on someone else's face or make someone feel better. But I don't know why, but it's just like that. And then the third thing is a thing that doesn't really happen often. This is mostly due to my situation, because I moved to France where I don't know many people yet. Yeah, the third thing is having a good time with friends. Yeah, even though I'm quite good on my own, I still like the company of friends, yeah. And it is something I'm missing at the moment. And the next thing is driving in my car, listening to loud music. I already loved that when I wasn't driving myself, because I only got my driving license last year. I don't know why, but this is even a better feeling than sitting at home and listening to music. Maybe it's because the sound is different in the car, or because I'm moving around, see different things. I don't know, but I really love to do that. And the last thing, and I'm really serious about this one, is when I see your reactions to my songs. I really enjoy to see that what I do is not only for myself, but that it has some importance in other people's lives too. And I think no matter if I make money with it or not, this is really the greatest accomplishment that I could make. To make music that is relevant to others. So I hope it will go on like that. Question number 9. Do I have other skills or hobbies? Well, yes, there are some other things I like to do from time to time, and there are some things I think I'm quite good at. One thing, for example, is cooking. So maybe this is my French side, I don't know. But yeah, I especially like to cook for a couple of people and enjoy a good meal together. It's something I like to do, and I think it's something I'm quite good at. I like driving, although I would never say I'm a good driver. I'm an average driver, and I think people overestimating their driving skills is really something that leads to a lot of accidents on the road. I'd like to be honest to myself here and say, I'm an okay driver. Nothing more, also nothing less. Yeah, I like to play video games, especially old Super Nintendo RPGs, watching anime from time to time. And another thing I like to do, which I'm preparing at the moment, is pen and paper role-playing games. I plan to play a German pen and paper game which is called Das Schwarze Auge. The English name is The Dark Eye. It has been developed in the 80s when there were only games like Dungeons and Dragons available, and they were all in English. Yeah, and then from time to time I like to go hiking. Especially in new places which I haven't discovered yet. And now, finally, the evil question. Question number 10. The question you all probably waited for is, which is my favorite Eurobeat song? That's really such an evil question. Because even if I would split it up into several styles of Eurobeat, like more emotional Eurobeat, powerful Eurobeat, or more rock style Eurobeat, even for those categories I would have difficulties to choose. And now I have to choose one single favorite Eurobeat song. So I took my playlist of, I think, almost 500 favorite Eurobeat songs, which is the playlist which accompanies me everywhere. In my car, on my phone, on my computer. And yeah, I went through all the songs there and I thought about which song gives me the most in every possible aspect. A song which touches me emotionally, is powerful, and has all the elements Eurobeat makes so great for me. And while there are many songs that have all that, I finally came to the conclusion that there's one song that has it even a bit more than all the other songs. And it is Burn Into the Beat by Nick Mansell. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed to hear some other things about me, and I think next time I will do a little rant about something. So see you next time.